Hello everyone and welcome back. It is unfortunately time to cut 3 more books from this year's self-published fantasy blog off. We are inching ever closer to that final book and things are starting to get somewhat difficult. I have 3 very interesting books for you today and hopefully something of this will be something you want to read. The first book that I'm going to cut is The Fractured Throne by Lee H. Hayward. The Shadow is claiming souls all across the realm. With the help of a dragon, a drunk and a mad prince, Emetheus hopes to save the world. He's never been one for bloodshed, but when Crown Prince Meriartis leads a coup against the throne, Emetheus can't help but get his hands bloody. Most believe Meriartis to be mad, but Emetheus believes that he's been struck with black heart, and the only one who can save him has gone into hiding. This one had such an interesting premise, but unfortunately I didn't get on very well with the style and just kind of bounced off the book. The prologue was very interesting, and once we got into the main part of the story, secrets, treachery and betrayal abounded. I did find that the bit I read jumped around quite a bit with a kind of flashback dream sequence explaining some history between the characters, but ultimately it was just a book that I didn't get on with. The second book that I'm going to cut is Defiance by Aaron Hodges. Ridian Holt is just another human on the Alpha-conquered planet of Talam. When his mother is caught up in the slaughter of a resistance group, he and his family are shunned as traitors. Desperate to clear his mother's name, Ridian must dive into his mother's past, uncovering secrets about the Alpha and the mysterious light that powers the world. This was such a fast-paced read in a fascinating world. Ridian is such an interesting lead character. He has a lot of understandable anger, but also determination. Unfortunately, that anger and determination does get in the way of him reaching his goals at times. This world is brutal. Humans are forced into gladiatorial-style battles where they have to fight to the death, and the action is explosive but very well written. It did do a very good job of tying together the science fiction and fantasy elements, but I did feel as though the explanation behind everything in the world was leaning that little bit more towards science fiction. I did feel overall this wrapped up things very abruptly, but I'm really interested to see where the rest of this story goes. The third book I'm going to cut is Bound and Broken by V.A. Lewis. Killed to save someone else, the girl from Earth is given the chance to be reborn in a new world. Given one wish before her rebirth: make me the most powerful spellcaster in all the world. Reborn as Melas, she finds herself the daughter of a criminal in a world where magic is outlawed and practitioners are hunted by the church. This world is set up in a way that's quite intriguing. What would be powered by electricity in this world is actually powered by mana, and there's this huge interesting backstory about how magic became seen as corrupted and banned in this world. Unfortunately, this was a story that I did not finish because the lead character Melas was a character that I just found very difficult to get into her story. The points of view did shift around a little bit, so it was quite interesting to see this world from people who always lived there and their perspective. But Melas remembers her previous life, and her dialogue and inner thoughts are very contemporary adult, and she's in a 10-year-old body. I gave this about 100 pages, but unfortunately this was just one that I did not get into. So those are the 3 books that I'm going to cut this time around. Maybe one of those will sound interesting to you. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you all soon.